Hi, it's Fraser Malcolm here, head professional at East Links, North Berwick, Glen Golf Club, and I was just going to do a review on the Bushnell laser with the GPS hybrid. I'm going to do a few reviews on products that I think are just a bit above the rest, that kind of stand out. I mean, I've got a full range in the shop, it's not as if I don't think anything I stock is good. I wouldn't stock it otherwise, but there's a few products that just sort of stand out for me, and this is one of them. It's a laser, but it's also got GPS on the side. So when you're playing golf with a laser or a range GPS, you've got a couple of options. You've got the laser, which is great because you don't have to charge it. It's just in your bag, sitting there ready, and if you just fancy a few holes one night or whatever, you don't think you're going to play, you get out your laser's there, and you can point it at the flag, you can point it at mounds, bunkers, whatever, and it helps you get around the course. I like the range. I have a Bushnell Pro X2 laser, which I've had for a while, and I like it because I get the flag. So I like to know for yardages within about 120, so when I'm down to my wedges, what the exact yardage is, because I'm hoping to get it exactly right and have a birdie putt. And I know that a lot of people just use front, middle and back, and I think front, middle and back devices work well as well. I just find I like the accuracy of knowing what the flag is. And then this thing came along, which has the best of both worlds. And so the reason why I think this is so good is that you are, when you're in the golf course, and say you're playing a golf course that you don't know that well, and you've got 150 yards to the flag, something like that, and you pick whatever club you think it is for that, you go at it and you hit a really good shot, and you maybe get the exact right distance, and you're pleased with yourself. But you get up there and then you look at what was behind the flag, and then maybe 5-7 yards behind it there might have been a ravine going down to an out of bounds, or a burn or something, or absolute rubbish at the back, that if you'd known that that was so close to that distance, you would have played a different club, because it wasn't impossible that you could slightly hit it too hard and then you're in absolute rubbish. So in that case, it would be really good to have the back of the green distance. So say it was 155 to the back and 150 to the flag. You could look at something on this and say, all right, okay, so I haven't got a lot to play with here. I need to watch what I'm doing, and you might play slightly less club, and just so that you don't have a big number. And then similarly with other flags, where you think, well, I've got 15 yards behind the flag or 20 yards behind the flag, I don't need to worry about being long here, because there's still a bit of green to work with. So it can affect your shot making and your decision making quite markedly, this sort of thing. And what I used to do for tournaments was take the laser and then borrow my son's watch, or the little Phantom thing that Bushnell make as well, which just has front, middle and back. And outside of maybe 150, 160 yards up to 200 and plus, I would just be looking at front, middle and back, and just going with the middle distance. Come further out, you're not, unless you're a tour pro, you're probably not worried so much about what the exact distance is. Plus with the laser, it's actually harder to get the further you are away. Apparently laser beams, from what I've been told, start to widen. The ray starts to widen as the further it gets out. So sometimes that's why it's difficult to be sure what you're getting when you're pointing at 200 yards in the distance and it's over the top of a hill. You're not sure if you're getting the hill, and you have to come down from the sort of clear sky and down and up and down until you feel you've got the flag and not the hill. And that's because the laser beam's going out a wee bit further, and it's hitting more stuff. The thing that this does have is the jolt technology, which when you point it, it takes what's in the foreground. So it'll take the flag if you've got trees behind it, and you'll feel a little vibration and a jolt through the laser. So that's good. What I should say, and I'll show you on this, is that on the display on this thing, you've got, when you look through the eyepiece, it has the pin. So if you're firing the laser, it will tell you 162 to the pin. Then it will have a thing at the front here, at the tops here, saying front 157, 18 yards between that distance and the back. So it'll say 157 front, 175 back, pin 162. So you can think to yourself, well, that's only 5 yards over. Say that was a bunker, and you could see that, and then there was the green and the pin, and you think, all right, so the flag's only 5 yards over the front. I better club up here and make sure I get over, because I've actually got a little bit of leeway at the back. So you, in that case, you'd want to be long rather than short. Or I mean, if it's a match play duel and you have to go for it because you've got to win the last hole, then fine, you know what you've got, and you know you've got to be just a little bit more than that, and it'll pump forward. So that is really, really useful. And the fact that it's all on the one device is great. The other thing that's really good is the fact that it's dual battery. So you've got the laser, which works all the time off a CR2 battery in there, which is just a little lithium one, a little sort of camera battery. And then you've got a plug-in USB charger for the GPS thing. So, you know, if you've got a medal or a club championship or a tournament or whatever, you want to be prepared, then you'd make sure you charged it up. But if you just nipped out for a few holes and you hadn't played for a couple of days and you didn't know you were going to play, then you've still got your laser there. So it's really faultless when it comes to distance measurement on the course. I got this, as I say, a few years ago, and they didn't have this one at the time. They brought this out originally with just one battery, and so you had to charge it, or the laser wouldn't work as well as the GPS. And to me, I just knew I would, leave that uncharged and end up having a dud in my bag when I went out. So, and plus it was really heavy, and this is actually a good bit lighter even than that. I mean, that's made of metal, so that was their sort of top one with slope on it. But it's really nice how that's so light as well. This one, mentioned about slope, you can turn it on and off. It's illegal for me to use it in professional tournaments, so you've got to switch that off there. But to be honest, I really don't look at it very much at all. It's only the very biggest hills that you ever notice a big difference on slope. I mean, the first hole at the East Links is kind of famous because it goes up. It's par 4, about 350 yards, but the last 100 yards, the last 90 yards is almost straight up. And when you stand back, far enough back in the fairway that you can see the flag, it's about 20 yards of a difference. But you know that, looking at it, you can see that it's about at least a 2-club hill that you're playing on. And it almost, you don't need the slope there. And other times when I'm on the course, I'll look at hills and I'll think, oh, well, this is going slightly uphill. I wonder what this will be, a bit of a difference on the slope. But it's only 2 yards or something like that. And you think, well, yeah, it's marginally uphill, but it's obviously not very much, so I don't need to worry about it much. But generally going around golf courses, it's only extreme hills where you really see something like 10 or 12 yards of a difference on the slope. And as I say, can't use it in tournaments, so it negates the effectiveness of it then anyway. Other things to think about with the GPS laser. What else have we got? We've got the GPS, we've got the pin seeker jolt. Oh yeah, the 36,000 courses preloaded into that, just like a normal watch. It does the job of a normal watch, front, middle and back. And 30 countries, 36,000 holes. You get an app which you can link to this. The Bushnell app is pretty good. It's got flyover feature, which is good. It also, you download it to your phone and you can stand on a course that you don't know, whatever, and it will show you a fly through the first hole, whatever hole you're on, and it automatically, just like a normal GPS handheld, like a Sky Caddy or something like that, will do a wee fly through. I mean, it's not amazing graphics or anything, but it does the job, and it shows you where the bunkers are and where the streams are and the shape of the hole and everything. So it's good, and really easy to download and start up. It's good. And then there's the fact that 97% of the tour players use Bushnell laser rangefinders, so that shows that, well, when they're doing their pre-course sort of investigations, the caddies and everything, that's because they're not allowed them in the tournaments at the moment, that is what they use Bushnells. So it's very accurate laser, 400 yards accurate to within 1 yard, so you never doubt that it's giving you an accurate reading. And that's really it. It's, as I say, just to recap, it's got the GPS and the laser, it's lightweight, and it's dual battery, which are the key things which make it, you know, and price wise, about $389, something like that. To me, it's worth every penny. Watches can cost you 120, 130 quid, and lasers quite often are 300 quid anyway. So, you know, it's not expensive for what is it. To be honest, it'd be worth it if it was even another £100. It's just such a good all-rounder to have, and to help you out. So yeah, that's one of my absolute favourite products, and I'll be doing a few more on, if I can think of other products. There's a few I've got up my sleeve that I want to talk about, so I'll do those in some future reviews. Okay, for now, thanks very much, and obviously if you can subscribe, that'd be great, and press the bell notification so you get told when the newest videos are coming out. Thanks again. Cheers.